Hi everyone, this is Danish Living. Today I will make some carrot pancakes. I began to eat such pancakes when I was a child. I knew that it requires a special technique to make the dough since I was small. I saw my grandma and mom did it in this way, so that the softness of the pancake would last for several days. I'm showing you how to do it now. First of all, a bit of salt is necessary. You need to use boiled water to form the half of the flour into dough, and to use water at room temperature to form the other half of the flour, and then mixing them together to get the final dough. The pancakes will be very soft by using such dough. When using the boiled water, you have to use a kind of tool such as the chopsticks I'm using here to mix the flour. Be careful not to be squirted, since the dough is quite hot. The quantity of water used here to form dough can be found in the description section below. You can also use this kind of dough to make other types of pancakes, such as scallion pancake, pancakes with other fillings, and so on. It is very easy to make the dough. At the same time, you don't need to knead it too much. It's delicious to even eat the original pancake without any fillings inside. I could remember that my mom loves to make scallion pancakes with this kind of dough. The pancakes could keep softly in several days. It was also very delicious when eating them cold. You can also just make some and freeze them for later eating. This is a fantastic way to save time while you could get nice food with relatively lower calories. You decide by yourself the size of your pancakes. I like the small ones, so I always make some small carrot pancakes. The only thing you have to do is to rest the small doughs with oil for a longer time, such as more than 1 hour, so that they have a great ductility to enable you to make the dough thinner and longer. I think this is one of the funny things to make this kind of food. It reminds me of the feeling to play with the yellow mud when I was a child. There were not many kinds of vegetables to have when I lived with my grandparents back then. People were very poor, and they searched for any kinds of eatable things. People like my grandpa worked very hard in their small farms all day long. Their only hope was to get enough food year-round. My grandpa had a small vegetable garden beside one of his farms. He planted different vegetables each year. I couldn't remember how many other vegetables there were, but I can still clearly remember the carrot from there. Each year, he planted as many carrots as possible, so that we could have the leaves of carrot first, and then the carrots during summers and even in winters. My grandma and mom are both good at making steamed carrot leaf dish and carrot dishes as well. They eat them happily. My grandpa was very satisfied and thankful that we had just enough food during the years. I am not a fan of carrot since I was a child. I didn't like the smell of carrot. The taste was also pretty terrible for me. But my grandma didn't mind such thing. She forced me to eat it each time when they made such dishes. I cried every time under such situation, and then I didn't need to taste it anymore. I knew that she was worried about if I could get full belly, but still, I hated her in a short period because of her forcement on me. But I was fond of carrot pancake in the beginning when Grandma and Mom made it for us. Is it strange? The small slices of carrot, mixing with a bit pig lard, wrapped with a thin dough, fried with some oil. The crispy and fragrance of such pancakes are so delicious and nice. I still like such feeling until now. And I began to have different carrot dishes since I moved to Denmark. I think that the difference for me is that I was enjoying the pancake with carrot when I was a child. And now, for most of the time, I'm chewing the sweet memories when having such food. For us as children, we were always searching for delicious food. Such pancakes are one of our favorites. At that time, there was a large place behind our home as our food course. People living around went often there with their own food and ate there. Adults either standing or sitting on the ground to eat their own food, while talking and laughing with others. We as kids went around to see what they had and also showed them what we had. It was quite interesting to look at what kind of food their mom or grandma made for them, and we could also share our food with others from time to time. The most interesting thing was that we could play together at once after we had finished our food. That was our highlight for the days. Many people went there to eat and talk with others, even it was winter and cold. Because there were some big trees, so my mom and the other ladies liked to sit there to do their needlework, while talking and laughing together in most of the time of the year. We kids played there around them and laughing when they were laughing. Such pancakes with filling have existed in many thousands of years in China. The earliest existence could be found since 202 BC in China. At that time, people began to grind the wheat grain to get flour, and they mixed water with flour to make different pancakes, both with fillings and without fillings. But they didn't know how to use water at a different temperature to form dough, so that they got hard pancakes at that time. Different techniques for making delicious food are developing when the history of human has its development. And now we get a better way to make softer pancakes. It is great.